There is a business in America where your best customer is the one who never shows up. He pays you every single month on time automatically, and most months he doesn't even walk through your door. Thousands of owners across the country have quietly built fortunes on this exact arrangement. And the strange part is that the building itself is one of the most boring structures you will ever drive past. A concrete tunnel, some spinning brushes, a vacuum station, and a line of cars on a Saturday morning. It's a car wash, and the story of how car washes actually make money is one of the most quietly brilliant stories in all of small business, because almost nothing about it works the way you think it does. Say you want in. You've heard the rumors that these things print cash, that private equity firms are buying them by the hundreds, that wealthy investors use them to erase their tax bills. Before any of that can happen to you, you have to survive building one. A modern express tunnel car wash is not a bucket and a hose. The land alone, because these businesses live and die on traffic counts, has to sit on a busy road with tens of thousands of cars passing per day. And corner lots like that in growing suburbs can cost $1 or $2 million before you break ground. The building and the tunnel equipment, the conveyor, the high-pressure arches, the chemical applicators, the dryers that hit the car with air at nearly 200 miles per hour can run another $2 or $3 million. By the time you open, a single express wash can easily swallow $4 to $6 million. That's the price of a small apartment building for a machine that sprays soap. So why would anyone pay that? Because of what happens inside the tunnel. And more importantly, because of what happens inside the customer's head. Start with the tunnel. A modern express tunnel washes a car in about 3 minutes. The conveyor pulls the car through while the driver stays inside, which means no employee touches the vehicle at all. At full speed, one tunnel can process somewhere between 100 and 150 cars every hour. Now do the staffing math. A restaurant serving 150 customers an hour would need a small army of cooks and servers. An express car wash doing the same volume runs on 3 or 4 employees, one loading cars onto the track, one selling memberships at the pay station, maybe 2 keeping the vacuums tidy. Labor, the expense that strangles most small businesses, barely exists here. The machine does the work, and the machine doesn't call in sick. But the machine is not the real business. The real business was invented when someone in this industry looked at the gym down the street and had a very cold realization. Gyms figured out decades ago that the perfect customer is one who pays every month and rarely visits. So car washes copied the model. Instead of selling you one wash for $12 or $15, the wash sells you an unlimited monthly membership for $20 or $30, unlimited. Wash your car every single day if you want. It sounds like an incredible deal, and on paper it is. Here's what actually happens. In the first month, you wash your car 5, 6, 7 times, feeling like a genius. By month 3, you're coming twice a month. By month 6, some months you don't come at all. But the payment never stops because it's automatic, and because canceling feels like admitting something about yourself. Industry insiders know the pattern so well they can graph it. The average member settles into roughly 2 washes a month, which means the wash is collecting membership money at a per-wash price it could never charge at the pay station. From a customer it doesn't even have to serve most days. And here's the number that changes everything. At mature express washes, members can account for well over half of all revenue. At Mr. Car Wash, the largest chain in the country, unlimited club members have made up around 60% or more of total wash revenue. Read that again. The majority of the money doesn't come from people deciding to wash their car today. It comes from a subscription that charges whether they show up or not. That single shift from selling washes to selling memberships turned a weather-dependent, weekend-dependent local service into something that looks, financially, almost like a software company. Think about what rain used to mean for a car wash. Rain was the enemy. A rainy week meant an empty parking lot and zero income, while the loan payment on that $4 million tunnel came due anyway. Under the membership model, rain barely dents the monthly number because the money was collected on the first of the month before a single cloud formed. The owner watches the storm through the office window, and the revenue does not care. There's a second hidden machine in this business, and it's buried in the water bill. You'd assume a facility that sprays water at cars all day pays a catastrophic amount for water. The truth is closer to the opposite. Washing a car in your driveway with a garden hose can use 80 to over 100 gallons. A modern tunnel uses maybe 30 to 50 gallons of fresh water per car. And here's the trick, much of what goes down the drain doesn't leave. It flows into underground reclaim tanks, gets filtered, and comes back through the pipes to be used again for the early rinse passes. Some systems recycle more than half of everything they spray. Fresh, clean water only touches the car at the final rinse. So the neighborhood sees a building drenched in water, and the owner sees a water bill that per car costs less than the soap. Chemicals, water, electricity, all in, the direct cost of pushing one car through the tunnel is often under $1.50. The customer at the pay station just paid $15. Now we get to the part of this business that most people have never heard of, and it's the reason some of the wealthiest people in America started quietly buying car washes. It has nothing to do with cars. It's the tax code. When you buy most commercial buildings, the tax rules let you deduct the cost slowly, over 39 years, a thin slice at a time. But car washes sit in a special category because so much of the property, the tunnel equipment, the specialized systems, even large parts of the site itself, counts as short-life property. And after the 2017 tax law introduced 100% bonus depreciation, buyers could write off enormous chunks of a car wash's cost in the very first year. Follow what that means. A high earner, a surgeon, a business owner, someone staring down a 7-figure tax bill, buys into a car wash. On paper, the property generates a massive first-year depreciation loss, even while the tunnel outside is collecting membership money every day. That paper loss can offset other income. The car wash becomes a machine with two outputs: cash from the tunnel and deductions from the tax code. There are investors in this industry who will tell you plainly that the wash is nice, but the depreciation is the product. And once the money people noticed all of this, the recurring subscription revenue, the tiny labor costs, the tax treatment, the fragmented industry of mom-and-pop owners, the ending was inevitable. Private equity arrived. Leonard Green, a multi-billion-dollar firm, backed Mr. Car Wash and rolled up locations across the country until, in June of 2021, Mr. Car Wash went public on the New York Stock Exchange at a valuation of several $billion, billion, for car washes. Driven Brands, the company behind Take 5, acquired the International Car Wash Group and its hundreds of locations. Warburg Pincus put money behind a Florida chain. Zips, Tommy's Express, Whistle Express, chain after chain, all racing to do the same thing: buy the corner lot, build the tunnel, sign up members, repeat. In some years, car washes were among the fastest multiplying types of new commercial construction in the entire country. Drive through the suburbs of Houston or Dallas or Orlando, and you can find intersections where 2, 3, sometimes 4 separate car washes stare at each other across the same road. Local news started running stories asking a simple question: why are there suddenly so many car washes? Now you know the answer. It was never about dirty cars. It was about what the buildings had become: subscription machines wrapped in concrete, with a tax shelter in the basement. But here is where you need to slow down, because the same forces that made this business brilliant are the ones that can quietly kill it. Everything about the model depends on one fragile thing: the membership base. A single express wash might need somewhere around 1,000 or more active members just to cover its fixed costs. The loan on those millions of construction dollars, the insurance, the property tax, the utilities. Members cancel constantly, moving away, trimming budgets, noticing the charge on a statement one annoyed evening. The industry calls it churn, and every month the wash has to replace everyone who left before it can grow by even one member. That's manageable when you're the only tunnel in town. Now put a brand new competitor directly across the street, shining, offering the first month for $1, and another one a half-mile down. Every membership they sign might be one you lose, and the fixed costs you're carrying do not shrink when your member count does. The loan payment on a $4 million tunnel is the same in a good month and a bad one. This is the trap door under the industry. The model rewards building, so everyone built, and in the most crowded markets there are now more tunnels than the number of dirty cars can support. When a wash loses that fight, the ending is ugly in a very specific way, because a car wash building is nearly useless for anything else. A failed restaurant can become a different restaurant. A failed car wash is a long concrete tube with drains in the floor. Lenders know this, which is why the debt on a struggling wash gets dangerous fast. To see the whole machine in one image, stand inside a tunnel on a rainy Tuesday in November. Picture it. The conveyor is off. The brushes hang still, dripping. The lot outside is empty, gray water running across the asphalt toward the drain. By every instinct you have, this business is closed, dead, losing money by the minute. And in the back office, a laptop glows, and the screen shows the morning's numbers. Hundreds of membership payments, collected automatically at midnight, from people asleep in their beds who haven't washed their car in 3 weeks. Nobody came today. The business made thousands of dollars. That image is the entire modern economy in one room, because the car wash was never really selling clean cars. It was selling the removal of a small recurring decision. You don't decide to wash your car anymore. You decided once, months ago, and the machine has been collecting on that single decision ever since. The gym does it, the streaming services do it, the apps on your phone do it. Somewhere out there, right now, money is leaving your account for something you subscribed to and quietly stopped using. And on the other end of that transaction, someone is standing in an empty building, watching it rain, getting paid. The tunnel doesn't wash cars, it washes decisions. And the most valuable thing it ever cleaned was the customer's memory of signing up.